All right, so I'm in the middle of doing the background. Actually, I like to think I'm finishing it up. I still got a bunch of empty white spaces here that it just didn't, I guess, smear on right, the silicone. So I need to go back over it, touch that up. Same with this side. What worries me the most is that stuff right there. That's not going to be easy to get between that door and the glass. I may leave it and just let moss overgrow it. I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm going to fix that little issue yet. If you remember before, I blacked out this part of the tank because of the foam. Well, it looks like the foam had expanded a little further than I thought. So I should have probably brought the black out a little bit more. But no biggie. If I need to, I'll cut it off and then just re-silicone and put some more substrate on it. So basically, what I like about this, man, is I can do what I want. This is my tank. As long as I don't destroy it, I can build it how I want, and you can always go back over black silicone and cocoa fiber or peat moss and fix it. It's not like you can't. And once moss and stuff start growing over, you'll never be able to tell. I did make a big mistake. So I used clay on the waterfall. I used clay on a waterfall. That's it. So, I mean, it's a waterfall. It would probably wash the clay right off and into the water below. So I was already doing it at the time I realized what I was actually doing. I already bought the all clay kitty litter, unscented, and mixed it and started doing it, and I realized that it was soaking in water, and then it's going to go back onto something that's going to be soaked in water again. It's never going to, I don't think it's going to stay. So I went out and bought some non-sanded grout today, about a pound of it. Really cheap, about $3. I'm going to mix that up and paint that on. First I'm going to try and get that clay off there. We'll see how successful I am at that, but then I'm going to touch up these little white spaces, and basically from here it's just some maintenance and cosmetic stuff. So I need to go back over the waterfall with another layer of grout, especially on the bottom. So I figured I'd just go ahead and show you how I do it. It is fairly simple, but just in case you have any question, this is just how I did it. So the key is you don't want it runny. You want it to be like a paste. You want to be able to paste it on. Too thin is no good. So you just put a little bit of water in there and mix it up until you get it all dissolved. And as you can see, that's a little too wet. So let's add more powder. Like I said, we want it to be a pasty consistency. We don't want it to run off of our background. Okay, so I like my grout to be like a paste, a really thick gravy, as you can see. That's what I'm looking for. So now it's ready to be applied. Okay, so now basically you just paint it on like you would paint anything. Get down the crevices and holes. Make sure there's no air bubbles, because that's potential areas I guess water could get into. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to touch it up a little bit more. Probably put another layer of grout on. And then when I'm fully finished with this background, cleaning it up with the shop vac I got and done, before I start on the bottom water part, I'll let you see how it looks before I move on to the next section of the tank. Alright, well, it's working. It's kind of working how I want it too. It's not going over as many of the rocks as I thought. It's wanting to focus itself over there more so. Not a big deal though. Next time you see it, I'll have a rock probably propped up on top of it to kind of divert the water from going off to the right and more down the little path I dug for it. I'd like to see it go down these rocks right here a little more. I'm not too worried about it. I think once I get the other stone in, it'll divert it a little better. I'm just trying to see what would make it kind of like that. Okay, so here in this room we have a mess that makes my wife very angry. This is all from the egg crate that I'm using to build these pump boxes. Be aware, when you get egg crate, the crap is expensive. That thing was like 15 bucks and I only needed that much of it. They didn't have anything shorter, so I got it. I went to the hardware store like 3 times before I bought it because I could bring myself to pay 15 bucks for it, but I'm cheap, what can I say? So anyway, so when you cut it, you got to know that it's going to be a mess. It's going to get everywhere, just so you know. And when you do cut it, I'm using these things, man. It's probably a little bit of overkill. Actually, I don't think so. I think it works great. Scissors are kind of a pain, and it will dull your shears, but I'll resharpen them. I have a sharpener upstairs. This is a handy dandy tool. Also a handy dandy tool that I've used is this thing. I have used this throughout the whole process of building this tank. And if you don't have a multi-tool, you need one, man. This thing has come in so handy on different things that I've used while building this tank. So yeah, so here's my pump boxes. Here is, I'm making 2 of them. The other one's not together yet. And then I'm going to be done with the egg crate. While I was doing this, I kind of played around with the idea of a false bottom. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. I think I'll make these 2. I'll put them side by side because that's how the pumps are basically going to go. I'll coat them in weed fiber. Maybe I'll throw some moss on them. I don't know. I'll play with these 2 first. I'm not really in a big hurry with the water section. I want to get the lights on the tank and get some plants in the top part of it. But I'm not really worried about the bottom. I'm going to take my time on it because I'm not in a hurry. I can mist everything until that waterfall is done. But so that's what I'm working on. And let's see where this goes. Okay, so what I'm doing now, and this is probably not a good idea to do it in your shower, but I'm washing sand. I got some playground sand here. I got a lot of it. That's why I'm using this. It's doable. I'm kind of trying to stick to a little bit of a budget here and get by as cheaply as possible without sacrificing quality, of course. But so I went and I looked at different kinds of sand, and this kind of, it looks similar to other kinds of sand. I mean, it's the same color as maybe say like a concrete sand or something of that nature. Maybe not so much a pool filter sand, but you know, I already had it. I had a lot of it. So, and it is a dirty sand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it. I'm going to wash the sediment off, and I'm going to apply it to the bottom of my paludarium. So I like the naturalistic looking color of it. It looks almost like a riverbed sand, and that's kind of what I'm going for, is a riverbed look. But like I said, this is probably not the best idea to do it in your shower because it is sand, but it's like -10 outside. I'm not doing it outside. So what you do is you just take a hose. In this case, I have a shower nozzle. You pretty much just fill it up. And what you're wanting to wash off is the top layer of sediment that is suspended in the water. So after I fill this thing up pretty good, I'm going to pour it out. I'll show you. It's extremely muddy. So maybe I'll let that sit a little bit. And I'll show you kind of what I'm pouring out here. As you can see, all that stuff's suspended. That's the dirt, that's stuff you don't want. You want the stuff that's settled on the bottom. And this is how you wash the sand. You do that a couple times. Do it with a little bit of sand in your bucket, not a lot. You get it cleaner that way. So I'm going to do a little bit at a time, collect it into a bucket until I got enough for the bottom of my substrate, and then I'm good. Alright, there it is. So I got my my new top in the mail today. It's on a separate video on that, you'll see. But so I got the good bulbs. These are like about 12 bucks a piece, but I figured it'd be worth it if I need to replace them out. Well, then the other bulbs are only a couple dollars. Got another pump. Plan on trying to make a sprayer or a mister with it, maybe a rain pump. We'll see. I got the equipment to do it. I've had it sitting in my garage for probably a year or two, so I think I'm gonna try and make one, and I'll vlog my attempts at that. Here's the light, and now I will take this sucker out and put it together and see what it looks like in the tank. Something else I got from the New England Herpetoculture I thought was pretty interesting was a moss slurry. So after I get my light set up, which I'm just putting the bulbs in and then they'll be set up in a second, then I get the waterfall going, the water flowing. I want to do this. I've never used one. This will be my first time. I will let you know how to apply it and basically how it's done, and then you'll see on updates how it works and how well it grows. But yeah, so that's that. Very cool. I was looking forward to that one, just to see what kind of life comes out of it. Not sure if you can really read the instructions or not on this, but I'll show you how it works. All right, we have lights. Doesn't seem very bright in there from what I can tell. But I guess it's sufficient. You know, this is a low light environment anyway, so well, so it looks a lot different. It looks a lot I don't know, it's inspiring me to finish this sucker, seeing with the light in there. So today I'm hoping I can get some things done, get some air plants moved in here, maybe some other plants, get the water on if I can, and get this thing living, man. Let's get this thing up and going. Okay, early signs of life. Let's see, what have I done here? The resurrection fern. I took the wood piece that it came on and I used silicone and siliconed it to the back of the tank. I hope it doesn't mess with the fern. I don't think I got any on it, but I like it because it's got a hole in the top that I can actually use for other things, you know, plant stuff in there. So I put those there. This is kind of holding it while it dries. I did it by hand for a minute and then I found a solution. Other things, I got my air plants in here. I stuck those in various places. The baby's tears, I put that up there. I'm not sure how that's gonna do since the waterfall is right there, but I have a diverter. It should come out the front, not the side, and soak it too bad. But that one likes a little bit more light than the other stuff I have, so that's why I put that in the top. I still have 1, 2, 3 flower pots to use. I got a little space underneath the waterfall. That's actually a flower pot. That was a mistake, but it happened. Maybe if I can squeeze something in there, I can grow it. It'll come out over them rocks. Alright, so I'm going to keep at it, and I'll keep updating.